Hey guys, this is Jada with Impact Defense, and today we're going to be reviewing the Atomic Bear Tactical Flashlight. At first glance, even the box has aesthetic appeal. It's just really nice, and when you open it up, you see that lifetime warranty. That's always an encouragement whenever you buy a new product. You open it up, first glance at the flashlight. It does look like a tactical flashlight. Normal flashlights don't really have the same ridges on the edge as a tactical flashlight does. This is designed to be a weapon if you need it to be. As far as the specs, it fits really well in my hand because it's 3.5 inches in length and 1 inch in diameter, so it really works well with my grip. As far as the light goes, it's 400 lumens. So it's decently bright. It does have 3 different modes whenever you turn on the light. So the first one is the brightest, and then the second one dims down a little bit, and the third one is the flashing strobe light. The strobe setting is designed to be very disorienting to anyone trying to attack you. The top of the flashlight has these ridges that are designed to be for if you have to hit someone with this flashlight. It feels good in my hand. It's aircraft grade aluminum. It should make a great impact weapon. And we will be bringing Bob out here to try a few things. Something that after a little fidgeting that I noticed is that instead of having to click the button down for changing it every time, you can do it that way where you have to click, click, click. You can actually take and instead of clicking it every time, you can just bump that back button and it changes settings, which I thought was a very handy little feature, especially if you don't want it to be a loud click or you don't have to change it manually every time. It's just that slight bump of the button on the back and it changes settings, which I just thought was super useful and a great add-in to this product. So to properly base the flashlight, you really need your thumb over the back so that it does not shift backwards whenever you use it to strike. But let's just try a couple hammer fists and see how it feels. So, ooh, I think I dented Bob. The thing that I like about a tactical flashlight as opposed to some other blunt force weapons is that you have the ability to really disorient as well as strike. So before I strike, I can turn the light on in his face and then go in for the strike just so that I have that moment of like where they have to flinch. So whenever you come up, I don't know if you've ever experienced a strobe light in your face before, but it is extremely disorienting. And this one is bright enough to really distract. You can blind, you can strike to the face, you can strike to the body. With that hammer fist, it really does a great job of multiplying your force. And like I said, it doesn't take a lot of a switch to get to the strobe. All you have to do, really, is do that tiny little bump on the back. Definitely the most effective way to strike with this would be a combination of using the light to disorient and hammer fisting with this, just because hammer fisting is a very, very basic muscle movement, so it doesn't take a whole lot of training to be able to get some power out of that hammer fist, and it works really well with the build of the flashlight. That's what this is designed for. It doesn't feel like it's going to come loose from my hand. I did notice that upon striking a couple times, this front part that unscrews did get a little loose, so I had to tighten it. But that was only after practicing with it for a few minutes and fidgeting with it a lot. I may have loosened it when I was fidgeting. And even if it came a little loose, it never came off, so it is well held on. As far as my hand feels after striking with it, I can tell there was something in my hand, but there's no damage, there's no pain. It's just you can feel where these ridges were, and they worked really well for holding the light in my hand whenever I was striking. We're going to put to the test just how disorienting the strobe light is by calling Brian and Kylie over here separately to try and catch a simple racquetball whenever the strobe is directed at their face. We're going to try this at 3 different levels. We're going to start with our main lights and our studio light on, as well as the tactical flashlight being shown in the face, and see how she does catching the ball with all of that. Then we're going to, on level 2, cut off the main lights and just use the studio light and the SWAT flashlight. And on level 3, we're going to cut off all the lights except for the SWAT light. So let's see how this works. Now the thing we need to remember about this is because you can focus the light more, whenever it's brighter outside, you will have to focus the light in more so that it gets more concentrated. You just have to be more careful where you aim. So let's try this first level. All right, she managed to catch that one. Now let's see how Brian does. Ready? All right, level 2.
It was harder to catch it that time.
Keep in mind, we are at a very close range. All right, we are now gonna cut our studio light off and see how they do with just the SWAT flashlight. Here we go. This is fun for me. All right, ready?
Yeah.
We'll now be demonstrating with the cert pistol that shoots a laser to see if he can aim and shoot me while this light is going off. Ready?
As straight as I'm gonna be. I wouldn't have got you if you hadn't laughed.
So we could see that level 1 was not really going to work. We had the lights on and the studio light on. So it was very bright in here. The flashlight may have still been disorienting, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. They were still able to see where the ball was and catch it. Level 2, our studio light is still very bright. So we were able to see perfectly fine, even without the main lights on. So when it came to shining the strobe light, it was more distracting than it was before, but still wasn't great. Whenever we cut all the other lights on, and it was more like it is whenever it is night outside, because we still had some light coming in from this door over here. So we were still able to see about like we would if it were just nighttime. But whenever we shone the strobe light, it was extremely disorienting. Kylie couldn't see where the ball was at all, and Brian may have gotten hit in the face with it. We'll never know. Whereas me on the other end of the flashlight, it was just kind of fun for me because I could work perfectly fine. But once we saw that there was basically no chance of catching the ball with the strobe light on you on level 3, we decided to test it with the cert pistol. With it being in the dark, I moved the light a little bit away from me because I realized since that was the only light source and he knew it was originating from me, he would have aimed it at the light. So I moved it away from myself, and his first shots all went towards where the light was instead of towards me. And then I laughed and gave away my position because it was just funny to me. So when you use this, you have to make sure you're careful to, if they do have a gun or another weapon, make sure that the light is held away from you so that it is distracting at that point. It could even potentially be used to set the light down and aim it at the person to continue them being disoriented so you can move to a different location. I think this would be great in home defense, or if you have to walk to your car after work at night. I think this has potential to be a fantastic weapon, and even if you choose not to use the actual flashlight part of it for the defense, it is a great force multiplier tool just because of the ridges on the end. I am overall very happy with its performance and with the price, and like I said, I love the feature on the back where you do not have to fully press it down every time to get it to switch. You can switch it without cutting the light off at all just by barely pressing the back, which works great for me. If you are interested in purchasing one of these, you can go to the Atomic Bear website and use the coupon code IMPACTDEFENSE, all caps, all one word, and get 20% off of anything you purchase there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video fun and informative. Stay safe, and see you guys in the next video.